welcome
Hey.
to episode
G'day.
9. We've done 9 of these,
Oh,
guys.
9 episodes.
Oh,
What's
Ben,
this?
baby, no.
9 episodes of the Spawn Point
Don't worry, Ben. We'll make you feel better.
podcast. Oh, Ben! A friend of ours, Ben, in chat, was in a Rocket League tournament, and he got all the way to the finals. And he lost.
Some guy with over 1,000 hours on PS. I feel like this
Yeah.
Ben.
Were you playing, were you playing on PC? Just checking.
I would have been playing on PC.
Oh yeah, it was at a
yeah.
LAN party.
Yeah, it was a LAN party. I would imagine that would
Yeah.
involve PCs.
But the PS4 players can team up with PC players as well.
Second place is a thing. That is good.
Yeah, still
You
pretty
know,
sweet.
Look, third place is the award that nobody wants. Second place is still a solid award.
Sure.
Looks like he has a lot of third place medals.
No, I'm Lucas the Second.
Again, third is the thing that nobody wants.
Yeah, no one wants that, right? It's the worst position. Just enough to get noticed, but enough to know that you weren't quite good enough.
Ah,
I'll see you guys later.
right.
See you, Luke. Have a good one.
Bye. So I'm gonna start playing the games.
Yes, other games, just do it.
And we can start with does anybody, Luke, stop it. Does anybody have any like games that are fairly new that they've been playing? I mean, I've only been playing Tomb Raider really, so I can't really say anything there. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I'm just continually playing Binding of Isaac, so...
I'm currently playing this hot new game called XCOM Enemy Unknown.
XCOM 1.
Yeah.
Hell, so I just downloaded XCOM
The
1.
pleb version.
Wait.
It's on sale on Steam for a $5, so...
XCOM 1, basically the cheapskate's guide to XCOM 2. It's like, we want to
Well,
put...
I can't remember any time I paid £40 for a PC game.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's expensive. I want XCOM 2. I do.
I do want it.
It looks so cool, and I'll probably buy. I've just been so busy with uni and like Tomb Raider, so like I need
Busy with Tomb Raider.
I need to stop finishing games again. It's like
what you want to do is keep playing Smite.
a thing I've stopped doing. You know what it is? It's Smite. It's Smite. It's Smite's fault. I used
This is
to
legitimately so. We play so much Smash.
like I used to play games and finish games, and then Smite came along. It's like, do you want to play games?
Smite is like drugs now. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
We talked earlier immediately after this podcast. We might be off in Smite.
Yeah. I could be doing something else with my time. I could be working on something. I could be playing Tomb Raider. But I'm gonna play Smite because it's easy and you can get into it and just get out of it. And I got friends that play it. It's the worst. Smite is the devil.
Smite is why you're failing in life. Smite tracks you down.
Smite is a drug.
See, that's why I don't play Smite.
Remember not to derail us too much.
Yeah, that's why you don't play Smite.
I don't want to derail us too much, but do you remember those days back, like when WoW was like still like scary to old people, and they were like, "Oh, it's basically cocaine." That's Smite. Smite is basically cocaine.
Right.
Smite. Yeah, the game I'm playing. I know. Josh has answered, but yeah, it's what Josh said, Mythical Graveyard. It's by Drunk Devs. He's a fellow Twitch streamer, and it's pretty cool because it drags in people from the Twitch chat, so I can kill them. It's the dream, really.
Yeah, so you can get your murder bone on real people. It's great, right?
But
your friend says that you look like me, Ben. I mean, that's a compliment, right?
That is not a thing.
Okay.
No, I mean Ben. It's a compliment. It's a compliment to Ben, but like it's also not a thing.
Owen knows that I look like Ben now. Does that mean I look Danish? Oh god.
and that was not a compliment to you, Ben.
I hope we don't have any Danish friends here.
Well, Ben.
Well, we don't now.
Ben isn't Danish.
No, Ben's honorary, not Danish.
Ben is so cool that we've undaned him.
He's transcended being Danish.
All right.
Ben can be Australian. I give you permission, Ben.
We should get onto the news.
We should talk about stuff. What would you like? Kamal, would you like to talk about the game that you kickstarted that has got a release date announced?
Yes. Can I show? I'm gonna show the trailer. I don't know why I'm asking you guys. You guys have no power in this place.
Do it.
This is my domain. Okay. I'm gonna unpower trip for a second.
Just chill.
Wait, I opened Ant Simulator. That's not the game we're talking about yet.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Talking about a super hot release.
Super hot. There was a game that was kickstarted actually 2.5 years ago now. It feels like a year ago to me, but like, I gave them money, and they've been saying, oh, we're gonna do it for a while, and they finally have a release date, and the release date is the 25th of. Ooh, loud music. The release date is the 25th.
25th of loud music.
Of February.
That's not that far away.
No, it's not. It's really soon.
That is in 19 days.
I did like that.
Yeah.
Like, I do like it when games companies announce something and it's coming out very soon.
Yeah, it's enough time to get hyped, but not enough time to get bored of it again.
Yeah. It's like don't try to keep me hyped for months. That's when it gets annoying. Deadpool. But yeah,
when I read that in the link dump, I saw Super Hot release date announced. At first, I thought it was just like it was super hot news, and then I saw it, and then I realized the game was super hot.
Yeah.
And then I went back to read it, and I thought, what's super hot? What's so super hot about this release date?
Mm-hmm. The game
after I had found out that the game is called.
The game is super hot.
Yes.
Super hot. Just like some details on the game. It's a puzzle FPS basically. Like the deal is when you move, time in the game starts moving like at regular speed, but as long as you're standing still, time moves extremely slowly. So they're gonna put you in situations that if you were in at regular speed, you'd not be able to get out of. Like you just die, and you use that mechanic to your advantage to get like around the amount of enemies, to kill them, to get new weapons, stuff like that.
It just goes against so many of the things you would put in a normal FPS, like when you're in trouble you move, but
Yeah.
the whole point of this one is you don't move.
You
I bet that would be really hard to get used to.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. I might actually play it on here when it comes out.
Yeah.
If not a lot of people are doing stuff on it, I could bring it. It's not really got much interaction, but I could at least show the game off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, excitement.
Hype.
And this is why I shouldn't buy XCOM. Again, more reasons.
What about the character customization?
If we're staying on the topic of Kickstarters, we found out how not to Kickstarter a game.
Oh.
We were talking about there was a game that was on Kickstarter called Ant Simulator, which, in fairness, looked very cool.
What exactly about ants is this game simulating?
I think you were just meant to be an ant and let you had to be within the hive mind sort of thing, but we'll never know because the two devs of Ant Simulator.
Sorry, one sec. Ben is hosting us. Thank you, Ben.
Okay, so the two devs of Ant Simulator spent all of the Kickstarter money on booze and hookers.
Really?
Literally on booze and hookers.
Genuinely?
Well,
Yeah.
that was one side of the story.
Oh,
there was another side.
Ooh.
Because apparently there were three of them, and this guy claimed that those two were spending it on booze and hookers. But the third one,
this one guy just coding a game, and then the other two just goes, "I wonder where they are." They just sort of stumble in, smelling the drink and stuff. I was like, guys, have you seen the Kickstarter?
Oh, we got a follower, guys. If Andy could read that out, because I'm like blind as a bat.
Oh, I will read that. I will do that.
Thank you for following, stranger. Hopefully, we will get to know you.
Mysterious
It is Omletine.
Oh, that's one of Ben's friends. Yes, thank you for following.
That's a following.
is.
But yeah, so what's the other side to this story?
The other side was that the other two counterclaimed saying that no, well, hang on a second.
We weren't totally doing strippers and booze all the time.
They said. Well, they didn't say that they weren't. They just said that it was within the same acceptable range as a big gaming.
Is there an acceptable range? Is there even an acceptable range of using a company's money for strippers and booze? Like,
I'm not sure if that's how that works. Cause
well, they said restaurants. They didn't say strippers.
we got. We need to lower the volume on that. We got another follower. Thank you, Tom. This is Tom. Thanks for following.
Tom.
Yes.
Thanks,
Tom. Tom.
Love you, Tom.
It was.
But in addition to that, they did say that this other guy, he took control of all like the so like their Twitter accounts and all that stuff, and he was trying to control the entire company, and he was trying to push the other two out.
They do sound like
so
children,
they said,
really. Like,
yeah,
even
I know.
both
they,
sides of it sound very childish.
Yeah,
they said that
You're
there
trying to
was
push
no
us
way
up.
that they were going to let him
Yes.
like release the game under his own name.
So they went with the strippers.
I
Yeah,
love it.
obviously.
How can we spend an obscene amount of money in a short period of time?
Kickstarting games, guys, not a great idea.
Yeah, just make sure the people you kickstart and don't
Look,
want to have the goals. That
I have a rule that is still not even solid, but like the only games I kickstart and I'm willing to kickstart have to have like demos available. Superhot had a fully playable like couple of levels before I kickstarted it, and so did I've kickstarted another game since then, called Indivisible, and that one again had like a fully playable demo, and even then like you're still risking tons. Like
yeah,
so I mean go like by all means kickstart, but don't be upset when you get nothing in return, because that's the risk you're like
I
putting in.
kickstarted Star Wars and I still feel like I was okay with it.
We got another follower. I feel like this is a thing now. We got another follower. Thanks for following.
Yeah!
That thing makes my ears bleed. People are just gonna do it to
Danny.
touch
You
me.
were the prey!
I love it.
Danny1DK, thanks for following.
Thanks for following, Danny.
Is he a Death Knight?
Maybe.
I don't know. So
Shall we move on?
strippers and booze.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna spend any spawn point money we ever make.
Yeah, we get all our stuff money with booze.
To know it will be put to good use.
Oh,
On strippers and booze!
Yeah.
So let's move on to some more stuff and about another new release. And Final Fantasy 15 released a trailer, and its fighting systems look weird.
Oh
Confusing.
yeah, I added this. They look sick.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Look, okay. I want to preface this with, I love Final Fantasy, but I hate Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
I think that's a common opinion with Final Fantasy very
It depends
recently.
as the game has come along. Some of them are really good, some of them are just like, no, I don't want this.
Yep. Look,
Like,
my problem was I was one of the people that didn't like 13, which was the majority of people didn't like 13.
13, the first 13 was okay, but 13-2 and like the lightning stuff, that was all rubbish.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I was okay with 13-1. I felt like there was some stuff that could have been improved, but then they just made the worst stuff worse.
Yeah,
And they just like kept on digging the
listened to all
hole.
the problems that people had with the Final Fantasy 13 and just thought, let's just do more of that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna bring this up actually because it's pretty long while we talk.
Yeah.
But this is 15, right?
This is 15, yes.
This is Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15, I have had very like mixed opinion of it because like whenever they show technical side of it, like the engine, I'm really impressed.
Yeah!
But whenever they show like the characters and stuff, I get like put off it because you're playing as like this boy band,
Yeah,
basically.
you really
like, and the characters don't look that appealing to me. Like it's 5 dudes dressed in the weirdest way possible. Like
They do look like a K-pop band.
They
They
do.
100% do.
they do. But the game, like the gameplay mechanics, from what they've shown us in like in this trailer, like the fighting looks pretty sick. At least like it's a hack and slash, you know. But it looks like a fun one, and I do enjoy a good hack and slash every once in a while. I feel like they don't come around too often. You know.
I like the way that Final Fantasy changes their own fighting system every couple of games just to keep it fresh.
Yeah. It's nice, and I like that. Unlike in 13, like 13 wanted to be kind of like live action, but it still had that whole
Start up the menu thing, and you had to like select through all the
yeah,
drop-down things.
and that when you entered a battle, you went into kind of a slightly different space, like to where you were actually standing
Yeah, it
before.
took you at the combat zone sort of thing.
Yeah,
A
but
wild
this
So it made
Pokemon
made
with
it
a
kind of
peach.
detached.
this is like
pretty
properly
much.
properly in it. Yeah, it was like
It
that.
literally
like,
was.
It
It made
was.
the noise, and then you got taken to like the arena.
It was genuinely like that.
It was absolutely.
the
Okay, I'll stop now.
the part of like the main character on this has this ability where he can like teleport to his weapons. So he throws like he plays kind of as a ranged character, and he throws his stuff and then he teleports to them and does like attacks, which looks really cool like for stealth gameplay. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed-esque. And
I thought it was more like the blink of Dishonored.
yeah, that is a better example.
There you go. You're welcome.
And the other thing that they kind of showed in the combat is that you are allowed to switch characters, and if you switch them at the right time, you can make these chained attacks that are very, very cinematic looking. Like they look very. They look very filmed.
How many can you play? Well, obviously not at once, but how many can you switch between?
The party size looks like 4.
I think it's 3 or 4.
Just judging by the health meters in the corner, it looks like a party size of 4. But I'm not 100% sure if that can get bigger.
I'd imagine that'll probably change throughout the game based on what Final Fantasy games normally do.
Yeah. It looks cool.
I would imagine that would be quite tricky to get to grips with.
Are they fighting a Metal Gear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like right after that, if you guys keep watching, there's this bit when he just dodges bullets. Like,
yeah, he just straight up.
Like he just straight up like phases through bullets. It looks so cool. It looks so cool. I just want that kind of
it's that bit
fun
there. Yeah, he just
hack
like,
and
nope.
slash.
And what will this be out on?
PS4, Xbox One, and
Next gen, I think.
that's it. Actually, PC was not announced.
Damn. You should have just said PS4 and waited for Luke's reaction.
PC always gets Final Fantasy games late for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, that is true. Speaking of Final Fantasy, this isn't in the link dump, but I might as well just hit on it. Hitman's coming out soon, so we're gonna see how this episodic thing works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
But yeah, that's all there is really to say on Hitman.
I feel I've already said it, so just...
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to put any more news up, or shall I just keep going?
Comparison between the Lego Force Awakens game trailer and the actual trailer.
That was really cool.
I mean, I want to
so cool.
Am I to show this?
Yeah, you might want to show it
Yeah.
because that trailer was amazing. Like, there were some points where they legitimately couldn't tell the difference sometimes.
It's like the adding. Like I love the Lego games with like the slight adding they do with the comedy. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was only
It's like a parody of the original, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it's a very Lego-esque sort of thing.
It's it's really cool. I haven't played a Lego game in ages, but I want to.
I think the last Lego game I played was the last Lego Star Wars game.
I played Lego Jurassic Park and I was thoroughly disappointed. Like it felt like the first game they put effort in.
Yeah.
The second movie they put effort in, and then the third and fourth they just anymore.
Ben, Final Fantasy 14 is it's the MMO, right? I think.
I think it's the MMO one.
I have heard basically originally that game came out and it was really bad, but then they redeveloped the entire game, and I've heard since its re-release, it's actually a very good MMO. I hope that helps answer your question. But it's an MMO, so it's like if you want to play that type of thing or not. But yeah, Star Wars, Lego. It does look really good. It does look really good.
The original Lego Star Wars games were so good as well.
I think they were the last Lego games I played. So,
I think I haven't played a Lego game for long enough that I should definitely give that one a go.
You can't. You've got to my.
That's why I don't like.
Just delete it from your Xbox one night and
No,
just be like, no.
I put too much time into it. That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
You've gone too far now. There's no going back.
Luke, I actually think I know you. From where?
Yeah, he's right there. He knows you from things.
Where do you know me? Have you? Wait, they found me. Shit.
Right. Okay. So now we've lost Luke. Thank you for that. We've been trying to get rid of him for a while.
Yes.
If anybody else is looking for Luke, we'll promptly give you his address after the stream.
We do have that.
That village. There you go.
Well,
Nah,
Kamal would be giving out the address. I don't know if I actually have your address.
I have it somewhere.
I think I have it somewhere. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, why did everyone have my address?
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Because you give it out, you want freebies.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. It's just to me, so yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's true.
Easiest way to get my address is, I want to mail you something.
I want to give you some stuff.
Okay. More news!
More new, but on the same sort of like
Yeah.
words stuff.
On a tangent.
Yeah, on the same tangent as that. Let's go. There's been like some screenshots of Spyro being released on the Unreal Engine. It's like the first level.
There's a new Spyro game?
No, it's not. It's like the original Spyro. They redid the first level on the Unreal Engine.
Oh.
Yeah, Unreal Engine.
It looks amazing.
Okay, I'm not. Before I open this, I want to take a guess because I've seen some of these Unreal remakes. Is it is the best part about it the lighting? Because that Unreal Engine 4's lighting is insane.
The lighting is really good.
Okay, I'm gonna have a look at this.
It's as if you can imagine the game in your head through your rose tinted glasses and stuff. It looks like that.
See, the only thing
Yeah?
that
That's a
would
good way
have
to
made
put it.
this article. The only thing that would have made this article better was if they had comparison pictures to the old one.
Yeah, I feel like the comparison would be it doesn't look a thing like what that is.
Yeah, it's
But like even down to the grass and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time with these, and I think you can kind of see it here as well, is like they take advantage of Unreal's grass and rendering distance.
Yes.
But I'm not blaming them, but they tend to not redo the assets, like the polygons as much. Like they look kind of old, but with proper modern lighting. It's a weird juxtaposition there. I've seen a lot of these.
You can tell when you look at the portal thing, you can still see that the words are still kind of old style, but it's just the fact that it looks so much better with all the lighting and the
It's amazing, just what lighting could do, and then texture work, and here's a booty, guys. Science has got some good news for girls with bonds, apparently.
Okay. Beauty lad, everyone.
Sigh.
Good sense for gaming. Not much.
Spodos tell us about the Division, so we could move on to that now, I guess.
Okay.
So the Division open beta came out.
I have.
Has anyone?
The open beta. Okay, open beta is not out. Open beta was announced.
Oh, announced. Okay.
Yes, open beta was announced. It's gonna be. Damn it! I don't remember the date, so I'm gonna have to open the article. Where is it?
There is a great article.
God, that article's not linked.
Yeah, I know. I tried to fix that and it didn't work.
The Division beta starts
February 16th to 21st. That's the planned dates. We did it!
Oh, I've got to see the closed beta. What was the stupid article? Go away. That's the Ubisoft website. That's
yeah. That's actually it was a leak, but yeah, that's the planned release date for the open beta. I've been reading a lot about the Division. The Division is like Destiny, in the sense that it's like Destiny in a lot of ways, but
no, that's a bad thing. You don't want to say something like Destiny. It's not a good thing.
But it's like Destiny in the sense that it's hard to define what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like an open world shooter, looter.
Yeah, exactly right. Remember when
sort of game?
Yeah, remember when they wanted to give Destiny a genre and everyone was like, "What is Destiny exactly? Is it an MMO? Is it an MMO FPS? Is it an RPG? I don't know."
It's many of those things. Yes, it's all of them and yet none of them.
Wait, what was Bungie's?
Bungie tried calling it a persistent open world shooter, and then
that nobody liked that.
Yeah, and then eventually as it went along, they just were like, it's a game.
It's just whatever. It's just need to play the game. Shut up. Don't ask us stupid questions.
But yeah, okay. So I was watching actually Total Biscuit's video on the Division.
Yeah, I watched a few videos.
You guys should watch. It was about the closed beta, and he was just talking about his experience and what the gameplay's like, and the world, and even just kind of how it runs on PC and stuff. And one of the takeaways issues that he had was that I kind of agree with, but I imagine a few people here won't agree with, is so the Division set itself up like an RPG, but at the same time it's a Tom Clancy game, so it's meant to be realistic.
Yeah.
But but since it's set up like as an RPG, when you shoot someone, you get that hit number. You know. So in the Division, if I shoot you in the head, I'll do 300 damage, but I won't kill you. And if I shoot you in the head again, I'll do another 300 damage, but I won't kill you until I get your health to 0. Like I'm fighting like some alien monster or something, you know?
So it doesn't quite mesh together, does it?
Yeah, and it's this weird juxtaposition between like the guns that I'm using. Like I'm using an AK to the head or a sniper rifle to the head, and this dude's a real human being in a real New York City in a real Tom Clancy game, and he doesn't die because it's an RPG and I haven't done enough damage.
I understand why that would be.
And
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, like
I don't like that.
I think I could let it go, but I
let's-
don't like that they chose to do that. You know?
I watched the video about that, and that was one of the main things they brought up. Like, it was just the fact you like spray someone with bullets and just like a cloud of numbers come out of their head.
Yeah.
I guess you could compare it to Borderlands, except Borderlands is obviously not that realistic.
That's the
it's
thing,
so
yeah.
shady.
Like Borderlands gets away with it by not promising you a real world in any way.
But the whole whenever you think of a Tom Clancy game, you think like hyper-realism sort of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking because I'm so used to Borderlands that I'll get into it and I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It was.
I just suppose people who are used to playing those games.
It was a weird choice. The other problem I think the Division's gonna have is, like Destiny, it's open world MMO looter basically. Like the point is to get better guns, to kill bigger bosses, to get better guns, to kill bigger bosses, to get better guns, which is fine. I mean,
it appeals to a very specific crowd.
That's Borderlands. I dig it.
I'm in that crack.
Like, I dig it, but the thing about Borderlands is, and the thing even about Destiny is, I can get a laser sword. I can get a gun that shoots ice and fire. In Destiny, I mean not in Destiny, in the Division, I get an AK-47 Mark II. Or an AK-47 Mark III. It's like, do I really care? Like, it shoots the same bullets. The numbers are bigger, but that's about it.
It's not exactly it doesn't mark as much when you upgrade to something like that.
Can you get upgraded versions of the gadgets?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
So I imagine that would be a seller.
Yeah. I think it's gonna sell well, obviously. I think people are gonna enjoy it. I don't think it's for me. From what I've seen. I'm gonna try the open beta and then we'll get back to you with some proper information.
Yeah, I'd try it. But...
I want to, but I don't think I will if no one else is gonna get it.
Oh, you mean buy it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you buy all the games, Luke. I'm not surprised about this.
In defense of the Division, because I feel like I crapped on all of its bad points. I did talk about anything I liked about it. It has this. No, objective is to kill me, Dad. Enjoy.
Don't worry. You did good, kid.
I've killed you multiple times. This is how we show love here. Murder.
Yeah, just by murder. Yep. All about that murder.
Like it has this part in the game called the Dark Zone. So the Dark Zone is a section of the map that's cut out where you go there and you can find like really high level loot, right? But to get the loot out, you have to go up to the loot and call a helicopter, and this takes about 5 minutes, I think it was, for the helicopter to come down and to take the loot back to base for you.
Yeah,
it sort of announces your presence in the game as well, right?
It does, yeah. And every other player in the Dark Zone can come and screw you over. If you screw it, like if you kill a player, you become rogue, and if you're rogue, you're free game. Like anyone else can kill you without like losing anything.
So you're like a marked target sort of thing.
Yeah. But the kind of psychology that ends up playing like when you run into other people in the Dark Zone. And you plan to play together, and you get all the way to the helicopter, and then they stab you in the back last minute. That sounds kind of fun. Like that does sound kind of fun. So like I'll give them that.
As it's coming, you're gonna have that tense moment, aren't you? You're just kind of sitting there, like looking at each other, just
like Eurogamer wrote an article about it, and he literally counted the minutes down. He's like, minute 1. We protect you. Minute 2, minute 3, and then the last 10 seconds, the guy turns around, snipes them both in the head, and takes the loot and leaves. It's just like, yup, I just got
destroys your trust in people.
Yeah, it's
I bet that would be interesting.
I want to know how good of a game then how much of a good that experience would be with friends then, because with random players you could just like wander off, you know?
Yeah.
It's
random
no problem.
players you can
like
kill them without having any like ethical quandaries. But
if
with
you
friends,
do that to your
like...
friends, it's like they could be in a party or on a Skype call with you, and they can be like, dude,
so things will never be the same again.
So it's pretty much you guys when you're playing Smite.
Yeah, kinda.
One sec. Dan, this game is by a fellow streamer called Drunk Devs. There's a bit more information about it in the description area under the video. You can you can download it. It's a free game. It's still in beta. The guy's still working on it. If you go to check out his streams, actually, he works on it live on the streams. So you should give him a follow. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
But yeah. Just wanted to answer that question. Yes. Where were we? Smite, the Division.
Yeah. I can see people taking the Division very seriously.
There'll be those people who like go way deep into it and just like grind the hell out of it until they're unbeatable.
Yeah. I think there'll be some fun in being a rogue guy and just trying to live as long as you can, like with every other player in the game hunting you down.
You're like the man outside of the law.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Hang on. What? Is the Division Ubisoft game?
Yes.
It's
a
Tom Clancy
game.
So that means
Tom Clancy game.
That means they've released 2 games that have some sort of online co-op kind of interaction with other people.
What's this other game?
Well, wasn't the other one
Good job,
wasn't it
Josh.
Rainbow Six or something?
Siege, you mean?
Siege is just a multiplayer game, though.
Yeah.
Siege is just a multiplayer FPS, like CS:GO or whatever.
But that's a very tactical co-op shooter, I guess.
It's
not quite as like.
I don't mean it's the same, but like is that kind of the direction they're going in now?
I mean, it's Ubisoft.
All Tom Clancy games go through Ubisoft, so I guess whenever they develop one, it goes through them.
Yeah, they make FPSs pretty often.
Yeah.
No, not the FPS aspect, the online with people aspect.
All of their FPSs have online.
I can imagine.
They're a huge studio. Everything they make has online.
Yeah, but
there's only so many Assassin's
they seem to be based
make.
around online.
I mean, that's the direction the entire industry's going, though, isn't it? Like, that's what EA is doing with Battlefront. That's what Titanfall was. That's what
they ruined it.
That's what I mean. You say that, but that's because they started doing it. They did start doing it fairly recently. Online only games.
Yeah, online only games aren't that.
Plus, the Division isn't online only anyway. It's just best online.
I can't imagine it being very good offline.
No.
That would be like playing Destiny offline, if you could, which you should. Can you? You can do that now.
Whoa.
I think no. I think
you can disconnect from the servers. That's what you could do.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you
just turn your console off.
If you haven't got gold membership on Xbox Live, you just get put in empty world.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's so lame.
That's so sad.
No.
My world.
So we're gonna put you in the pariah realm.
But you have to be connected to Xbox Live first, I guess.
Peasant realm.
Yeah, scum realm.
Look at you and your non-monies.
Just like put everyone, you just like signs everywhere. You are in the cheapskate realm. You're in pleb realm.
That's what I want. Like missing textures. It's like pay X for Xbox Live to get all the textures in your game.
You want friends? Pay the bill.
This is the future, guys. This is the sad future of games.
I get what
I wonder if they made us pay for
Sex Mikhail's saying. You need a story mode for a game, in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's the same reason why I was into Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't get Battlefront, because it's just like it just feels like something huge taken out of it when there's no story mode.
I mean, I appreciate a story mode, but
I feel like we had this conversation in the last podcast.
Yeah,
it's a good conversation to have though.
It is. Yeah.
I'm with you for the most part too. It's a case of most games that are online only specifically from AAA developers tend to have a very short shelf life. Battlefront's already losing a lot of its players. Evolve lost a lot of its players. Titanfall lost a lot of its players.
Evolve lost all of its players when everyone played the open beta and got bored of it.
Speaking-
Never actually bought the game.
So I think there's a correlation with developers making games online only and not putting very much effort into their games.
Yeah, there was
They
no
say that the
substance
story
to it.
mode costs more, but surely it would make it worth it if it would.
Yeah, it seems like they're
Yeah,
already going
by the
into it
game.
fairly lazy, which I
Yeah.
think is the issue there.
It just gives them an easy out, sort of
But
thing.
if-
Like, oh, it's
I mean,
too hard.
I mean, I would appreciate if they, instead of saying it costs more, if they'd just been honest and said, no, we're making an online-only game because that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that's what
Robert.
like when you say it costs more as well, it seems like that wasn't the vision in the first place. It's only what they're doing because of financial reasons.
Yeah,
But
it
if
makes
you
it sound like that we just wanted to make a cheap game.
yeah, but if you look at a game like let's say Overwatch, which is also online only, clearly that's just because that was the vision for the game. It wasn't
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't a
not
case
what-
of financial issues. It was just like Overwatch only makes sense online. That's all.
Yeah, we designed it
want.
to be an online game.
And I guarantee like Overwatch will have a long lifespan.
Yeah.
People are gonna play that game for a while.
Like, I don't remember anyone ever complaining about Team Fortress 2 not having a story mode.
Yeah, it really. I think it really depends on kind of
That's how
the
you market it, sort of thing.
yeah, and the attitude they have going into the development of it. It's
Also, I imagine a lot of people expected Battlefront to have a story mode, and that probably didn't help.
yeah. Boop, 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 boop.
I assume we should move on now.
Yes.
Okay, let's
Onwards.
move on and go to what shall we talk? Let's talk about Nintendo and how apparently they're taking their first step into mobile gaming.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
They announced their first mobile game, which is going to launch in March. It is called Miitomo for and it's coming out on iOS and Android, and it'll be available
Oh, I've heard about this. Yes.
around most of the world. And they're gonna launch a whole like new Nintendo account thing on the February 17th to I guess it's supposed to mesh with it, and then it gets a reward system and stuff like that, which will because they discontinued Club Nintendo, which had been running for like a few years, and that I think that discontinued at the end of the last year.
Is this Nintendo's first official mobile app?
This is their first official mobile game.
Would you call it a game? From what I've read, it looks
Apparently, it's supposed to be
like a social networking thing.
Yeah, it's like a Tomodachi, I think,
Ah,
which is like a
Oh.
so like all your mates like interact with other mates and stuff like that, and I guess there are certain like tasks and games you can play with them. I guess
yeah.
so. I guess I don't know how well that would work.
So it's
That's what I
kind of like a 3D version of like Habbo Hotel or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, and they're also going to be letting you use it to manage like Club Nintendo used to, like your assets and stuff.
Yeah, so they're bringing a reward system in. So like, I guess if you do like certain things or get an amount of hours or whatever, you can get like points that you can put towards maybe stuff in the game or other stuff. I guess.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's a weird way to go for the Nintendo to start focusing on mobile games. It's just.
Nintendo is literally right now as a company just trying to make it to the next console. NX. They're just trying to last. Like that. Their profits are like kind
Yeah,
of
because their
evening
profits
out
like
right now.
dropped by a quarter or something last time. Yeah,
It's not good. They're really trying to just.
They're
hold
exploring new ways to actually make some money.
On. Yeah.
They'll probably, I reckon, when the Pokemon Go comes out.
Pokemon Go is
I know
weird
it's
because Pokemon Go isn't technically a Nintendo game. It's technically
isn't?
no.
Technically, it's an app, isn't it?
Technically it's being made by the Pokemon Company, which is technically a separate entity to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And assets are shared,
imagine
but they're
Nintendo
not
would
one
get us-
company.
Nintendo
Yeah.
would get a certain amount of profit from it though, because they'd be licensed, have
Yeah.
licensing on it or whatever.
Yeah, but it's because Pokemon Company is owned by 3 different companies, Nintendo being one of them. So they're a shareholder
Nintendo,
in it.
Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, I think. Right?
Yes. So Nintendo's a shareholder in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Pokemon Go it looks like it could be very, very good.
That could be that's gonna be make or break for them, I guess.
Yeah, I know so many people waiting on that game.
Yeah.
And if that goes well, I do see them doing mobile games.
Because they tried to branch out with I think they tried to jump into like the health marks. They made like pedometers and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And that had
Really?
Mii's and you could they I remember there was a trailer and they had a pedometer and it had like a Wii avatar thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
And like it would update you on your progress and do give you a status update and stuff like that. But I've never heard anything about it ever since, so I'm assuming it probably didn't do that well.
Yeah, they're stretching.
But I guess you got to feel them at that point because like, it's getting to the point where they just sort of like throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
It's hard because like the console life cycle's so long, so when you mess up so royally, what can you do?
It's just,
like you have to wait about it, wait
Nintendo
it out. You know?
never really does well with the console sales. So it's like because
it's kind of
the way the timing's always been going out. So it's like they release their new console and then like the next few months the consoles and then much more technologically advanced come out after that, so it immediately makes it defunct.
Yeah, which is why the Wii U did so well because it wasn't trying to be a regular console; it was trying to be something completely different.
Yeah, it was trying to like push the boat out, but then it sort of didn't work well.
Yeah, and you can look at it like it's always been like this for Nintendo. Like Wii U does bad, Wii does good, GameCube does bad, console before that does good, console before that does bad.
They feel like they can't compete on a technological basis, so they have to try and make something that's like out there, more different sort of thing.
Yeah, I killed you. Sorry.
I don't think it's as much they can't because they could easily just because like let's talk Sony and Nintendo. Let's talk like the PS4 and the Xbox One. All of the hardware in those isn't made by Microsoft or Sony. It's made by AMD, and then it's put into a console, and they pay a license. The hardware in the Wii U is also made by AMD, so they could have literally asked AMD to give them a higher performance GPU, and AMD would have done that. I think it's Nintendo. Nintendo's Japanese, right? And Japanese companies run very old school, and they like to stay to their traditional roots. And traditionally, it's been a family company, so they've never really thought about, let's make high-end, high graphics games because that tends to be the area of the young adult, the teenager, not the family. And that's not what they're focused in, you know. But I think they're letting that go now because it's about time.
I feel like based off the previous IPs, I feel like the kind of market that Xbox and PlayStation cater to, it's not really their area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense for them to be able to run high-end games or even cater towards that.
Yeah, it's more like it tended to get marked as like the family console, like the kids console sort of thing.
They did promise that. Sorry, Luke, did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying. Mikhail says in the chat they can totally compete tech-wise. It's just not their fan base.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. They did kind of promise with the Wii U that they would though. It looked like they were trying to branch out because I don't know if anyone remembers this. I do, but if you remember the E3 press conference when Nintendo announced the Wii U, one of the big sections of that announcement was them going, "Oh, we've also agreed to with third parties, including EA and Ubisoft, to have all of their games come out on the Wii U as well." Which was basically them going, we know with the Wii, we only got a very small fraction of the games because we couldn't run them. We're not going to do that anymore. But because they released early,
some of the Assassin's Creed and stuff, and Batman Arkham Asylum for Wii U, and they seem to do alright. And one of the games he got on launch was Zombie U, which I guess was kind of like a move out there because it's like more of a mature game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. I played it. It's just my problem with the Wii U is I couldn't get away with the controller. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's like what the buttons are like on either. It's like there's one button here and one there, and it just felt wrong. It's like because there's no like good grip or anything. It's just after playing with like an Xbox controller for so long, it's just like this just doesn't feel right.
The Nintendo Pro controller. Nintendo is an accessories company. I swear to God.
Yeah. I was gonna say they'd sell controllers, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they sell.
Yeah, they did. They did because he got a couple as well.
Yeah, you had to at that point.
He also has now traded in as Wii U again, Xbox One, so that tells you everything you need to know, right?
I just want Zelda U, guys. I just want Zelda U. Like, I don't care how bad your console is, I will buy Zelda U. Like, I will buy your freaking console just to play a Zelda game on it.
Zelda.
So desperate I am.
What do you think would happen to Nintendo if they didn't become financially sustainable? Like if it got so bad that they just couldn't keep going.
Well, like realistically, that's not going to happen. But if it did, I didn't. I know they really don't want to go third party. I think because they're Japanese, they'd rather die not going third party than go third party and live.
Mm.
I feel like they just downsize and go to like just be like
A handheld company.
a handheld market, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they could always just follow in all the other, like, what's it called? And just move into like poker machines and stuff.
Oh, like what Konami did and do the pachinko
Konami,
machines
that's the one, yeah.
and do pachinko machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone hates Konami for that because it's so stupid.
I mean,
It just makes it like it's like they're
works for
making
them.
it. They get money, but it's like in such a cold like. It's a good business decision, I guess. But if for like a games company, so it just seems like they've just given up.
yeah, it's a cop out.
Yeah, but I guess this is why Konami gets all this flack. But I don't know. I don't think it would get that bad for them at any point, but I guess that's what they could do.
Yep.
But
But luckily for Nintendo, like Wii U is the best selling. The Wii, sorry, is the best selling console of all time, and they banked that profit and they kept it, and they have enough money to run like. I think analysts have estimated over 20 years was making any profit and still run the same way they're running.
Yeah, Mikhail says that the 20th anniversary Pokemon DS, all the pre-orders are sold out.
Yep, no,
So
like
Pokemon is going to keep Nintendo afloat.
no, yeah, like the console game might be really weak, but the handheld game is strong as hell.
Yeah, regardless of how, I'm probably going to get the next Pokemon, even though I feel like I shouldn't, because I got the Ruby remake and I didn't like it. This is the first Pokemon game I've not finished.
Yeah.
But I'm probably still going to get the remake because
I bought a DS just because I was going up on the trip to Leeds, and I finally found an excuse to get a DS because I had an 8-hour train trip, and I was like, well then.
I've owned a 3DS XL, a 3DS, a DSi, a DS Lite, and a DS. So like,
yeah, I've had all of those. As well. Yeah.
I then had to sell my DS.
Literally the only one I haven't bought is the new 3DS because like I'm growing up and I'm like I can't justify these purchases anymore.
I was the only 3DS game that's coming out that I would actually buy would be Fire Emblem. And I was like, I really don't have to buy the new console just for this one game that I'm gonna play. I'm gonna really like it, but then I'm just gonna have like a handheld console over there I'm never going to use ever again. But
with only one game.
Yeah, right.
I desperately want to play Animal Crossing so bad.
Oh god, no! I played Animal Crossing. Was like it was legitimate like heroin. I couldn't. It was horrible. I got up. There were points where I just got and I was like, I've got to check my trees. I've got to do it.
I got up and I was like, oh, round about now, like if I can get on my DS, 5 minutes time, I can get on and make sure I take everything out the recycling bin before it empties.
I legitimately had to like. I had a schedule where I would have like a time when I would have to like harvest all my stuff, and I was like, I just had to have a good long thing because I need to stop. This is too much. I'm literally like building my day at points around my Animal Crossing harvest. I need to stop.
You know what the best part is? When you go up to that guy at Lost and Found, and he's like, are you sure these things are yours? And I'm like, yeah, totally mine. Thank you. Sell it all.
Speaking of the PS Vita, we should all just have a moment of silence for the PS Vita.
Oh, no, the PS Vita.
That's how you fail.
Yeah,
people think the Wii U's a failure, and then there's the PS Vita.
And then you can tank hardcore just like that.
What even is the PS Vita? Like realistically, that was a sad state.
It was a pipe dream. That's all it was.
I was really upset about the failure of the Vita as well because I really liked it. I owned one. I sold it for a 3DS. I sold it because it had no games. Like it, and it never got games. Like they never released.
It's got Minecraft now. Come on.
Now, like when everyone doesn't own one anymore.
No one has one now. It's gone.
It sells well in Japan, but like, like, who really cares, right? I don't know. I wish the Vita was good. I really do, but hey.
While we're still on the Pokemon subject, I'm gonna point that there's there was one person who took Pokemon far too seriously, and I just found this random link on Kotaku about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how on Pokemon you can get shiny Pokemon,
Yes.
and that's all based on like a random number generator and inside the game. And
Yeah.
he decided he wanted a shiny Mewtwo,
Uh-huh.
and obviously there's only one in the game, so like you have to like replay the same encounter with it every time
Yeah, until it's shiny.
until it's shiny.
Oh my god, but isn't
He
like
so-
shiny
he
like a 1 in
saved
a
it
million chance or something?
What was the chance? He soft reset the game every time he didn't get a shiny one, so like, he turned it off and on again, and he did that for 5 years until he got a shiny Mewtwo. Literally 5 years.
Wow.
In actual, apparently that it is a 1 in 4,096 chance of finding one in the wild.
But that's just like that's any shiny, right?
That's any shiny.
And then when you make it one Pokemon, or like a specific Pokemon, that's insane.
Yeah. So he started in 2011. No, he started in 2009, and he got it in 2014.
And then his save was corrupted.
Yeah.
Then he lost everything.
All those soft resettings.
It just makes no sense. It's just this guy was called Joe O'Connell, and I think it must have got to one point where he'd been doing it for a few hours. He was like, I've just got to keep going now, otherwise I've wasted this time.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd have to like
that's where
just play that game continuously forever now.
Yeah, I feel like he was just like going around just soft resetting it, and he just had it like in his hand like while he was doing other stuff. And
Yeah.
I just don't understand how you would do that sort of thing. It's just
I can see it.
I mean,
I think apparently he called his girlfriend once he done it, he said, "Oh, that's good." He was like, "I've done this for 5 years."
Clearly, she's not the one.
And she was just like, "Okay, that's pretty cool."
If her reaction wasn't, "Oh my god, finally you can put it down."
Yeah. So does that mean you're not going to be doing everything with one hand now?
Oh why?
I mean, you say that he was crazy. What about the Binding of Isaac fans?
That's how you do a segue.
No.
The Binding of Isaac fans.
What's happened was Binding of Isaac.
Okay, so
I read through this, and I
Yeah.
don't play Binding of Isaac very often, but that was just
yeah, okay,
it was
so
insane.
Binding of Isaac is made by Edmund McMillan,
Yeah,
The
the
guy
guy
who does
who
Meatball.
held Super
and
Meat Boy.
he was in the indie game, the movie,
Yes.
and basically, Binding of Isaac is based on a lot of biblical scripture and stuff, so it's like all of it's like trying to link into that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
But he puts so much little hidden gems in it. So, one example is there's a character in the game that you can only unlock if you die in incredibly specific ways. Like I think there's 7 levels of dungeons.
Yeah.
So to unlock this particular character, you've got to die to one particular enemy on the first floor, another on the second floor, another on the fourth floor, and so on and so on. And if you ever die in a different way or the wrong way at any point, it all resets. You've got to start all over again.
Yeah.
And then, but someone legitimately like hacked into the game code and read how to do it in the game code.
Yeah.
And then people started going mad about how because he put so much effort in, and then someone just looked into it, and then just found out within, I think it was in 2 weeks of this DLC being announced. And they did.
I thought it was 160 hours between them finding it and
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
and
Someone dropped
him finding out about it.
Yeah, and then he did an interview, and
Cop 2 job.
apparently it sort of came across as him being annoyed.
Yeah, he was
But-
kind of like,
Ooh.
oh well, I'm not gonna bother doing it anymore because they're just gonna
Yeah,
hack into it.
But obviously
kind
it
of
was
thing.
it was summed up in text, so it didn't go over
Yeah.
the inflection of his voice.
Yeah.
And then obviously it went through a whole massive thing where people thought he was angry, and he was just like, that you can't tell when you do like a text interview. You can't tell because you can't tell the way my face is or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He said, but in the end, he said he's 100% going to keep putting stuff like this in the game.
Yeah, it's just him. Like,
Because-
that's just the dude, honestly. Like, I don't think he
Because
could
that's-
stop if he wanted to.
Yeah,
It's also a thing that pointed out where he announced in a tweet, I think, that there'd be, I think it was like 180 or something new items or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then within a couple,
120.
yeah, something like that. And then within a couple of days, people were tweeting saying there's only like say like 90 or something like that.
76.
Yeah, 70. So they did that much
74.
Yeah, they did that much research. They knew exactly how many new items. This is how dedicated the Binding of Isaac fans are. Like, they counted all the new ones up, and he was like, "I know they're in there. I know it." And he looked.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, you got to keep looking, and they're hidden." And he's like, all the complaints about there only being 74. He kept giving these hints that there were more to be found. So the fans just went crazy, like, "Oh, we got to find these items that are missing." He said they're there.
Isaac fans are rabid. They are insane.
Oh wow!
And then I think it turned out like there was something corrupt in it, so like some of them didn't get coded in, but he had all the code for it, but it hadn't gone in, so he had to like quietly put it in on the next patch, just so he didn't get enormous fallout from it. But he did
the biggest issue was that because the whole time he's like, "No, they're definitely in there. They just haven't found it yet."
Yeah.
So he'd be hinting at them, and like he'd be tweeting stuff, and people would be like, "Oh, it's a clue!" Like, and they'd be looking up Bible passages, and they'd be analyzing the number 100, and I think he mentioned the number 109 once.
Yeah, 109.
Like, oh, this number means something. He's giving us clues. We have to look into this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone said, modern Catholicism's origin was in the year 109. Stuff like that.
Yeah, the Christian church proclaimed itself to be universal, so they thought that became a massive thing. And then there was one of the devs tweeted and said there was technical difficulties at 9 minutes past 10, and then everyone went mental over it because it's 109.
Yeah.
And it was just when you find an indie game with like fans like this, it's just like
That's like
fun.
That's amazing, and at the same time that can backfire. Like
was the thing.
Like you said, like about the items, like that could go so sour so quickly.
Yeah, if you got the wrong sort of fan, it would. Yeah, I mean that could have. If he'd taken it like in a worse way, that could have just blown up.
Yeah.
If you just like, oh well, I mean whatever, I didn't bother. That could have like, or even if it was just like, oh yeah, there was a problem, I'm fixing it now.
Yeah.
And that got the wrong fan like reply to it, it would become like a massive like cyclone of complaints, and it would have been a Phil Fish situation.
Yeah.
He said he couldn't believe how quickly the fans went from loving him to absolutely wishing he'd die.
Yeah. Fans, man.
All over, like, because he didn't realize that the items were there, there was something wrong.
For some reason, yeah, he had all the item coded just for some reason hadn't gone in or something like that.
I think they found out 7 days after it was released or something like that.
Yeah. So that he was like, "Oh, this whole time I've been just hitting it, and they've actually not been there." Well, yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting article. It was. It just showed the level of depth that people go into it.
Yeah.
It was something.
Yeah.
I do love the game conspiracy theories. They're fun. They're just fun.
I know, right?
Like in a crazy sort of way. They're just fun.
So if we're gonna keep talking about like stuff about crazy fans and stuff like that who keep games going, I found another article about it was a game based on the Starship Titanic from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I think is mentioned. It's mentioned once in one of his books, and some fans they built like a forum game based on like what the ship would be doing. So it was
one ship in a book once.
Yeah, it was literally it was mentioned that the Starship Titanic was designed for this, and it sailed off, and it was. I think it disappeared in a wormhole or something like that because it had an instability drive in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some fans thought, "Oh, let's write about this ship. Let's see what happens." So I think that it was, and this I think it originally started in the 90s, and they made a forum game about it. So I think you would create a character and you could like roam around the ship and like talk to random people and do stuff.
Yeah.
And this eventually like snowballed into like a massive online forum and stuff like that. But then obviously as the internet continued to evolve in the 90s, it was getting harder and harder to maintain. So like, they had their own like group, and they appointed like some of the members to like fund it and like buy their own servers for it and things like that.
Yeah.
And they actually met the writer of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
And, Douglas Adams.
Yeah, Douglas Adams. I couldn't remember the name. And it kept going. and this game still goes now.
Wow.
I think it's been going for nearly 25 years.
15, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like from the mid-90s to now.
Wow.
And it's still... they've even still got the original forum game. I think they managed to cache it and like keep it up to date with all like the different servers and stuff. But I think just for something to snowball from like one ship being mentioned to like a couple of people thinking, I wonder what happened on this ship. Let's make a game for it, and then it just kept going for like 20 years.
Yeah,
it's just
crazy.
Insane. It just shows like fans just go, just what? That's all I have on that one. I just thought it was. I just thought that was I just thought that was really.
See, I was really interested in that, and I was looking. I was browsing through that website, but I got distracted, and I never got back to it.
Yeah, you could delve really deep into that because it had like links to like some of the original things and stuff like that. But I never actually looked at the rest of it because I only found. But it just seems, wow. That's all I've got. It was just wow.
Yeah. Well, I've got one of my favorite weird kind of new IPs from Ubisoft was Mirror's Edge. And they announced Mirror's Edge 2, and I proceeded to be hyped. You know, as a fan of a game series.
As a fan of a game, as you are entitled to do, yes.
And then they announced Mirror's Edge 2 as a prequel, and I proceeded to lose all my hype and give up on life. But they just showed a trailer for it, and honestly, I haven't actually seen it to the end, so I'm going to show it now, and you guys can get
a live reaction
if I still care about this game or not. So yeah, I mean,
can I just ask you a question? Oh.
Yeah, go for it.
So what about it being a prequel puts you off?
I wasn't. Oh, I mean, you can.
I was gonna say, it being a prequel just seems like it's like a trope now. It's just like once you do a successful game, you've got to have a prequel. I
have, as a gamer and like even like a film watcher, I have a couple of issues with prequels personally. Like just in general, I don't like that you can't affect the world because the state that the world is in at the end of this game is set in stone.
Yeah,
you know?
Like you can't. Yeah, I guess.
But
like, regardless of how you played that game, it doesn't change the way the universe develops.
But the bigger issue I have with Mirror's Edge being a prequel is I'm not interested in the part of the story that happened before this. I want to know what happened next. That's what I felt like at the end of the game. I felt like I want to know what's next. I didn't ever go, oh, I wanted to find out more about her sister or like the past or whatever.
I mean, some games it kind of makes sense because you want to think how did it come to this, but obviously this wasn't one of those games, right?
But like even like looking at the trailer right now, I liked Mirror's Edge because of the gameplay. It was a free running simulator and it was really weird, and it looks good. Like I'm probably gonna buy it. So there you go.
I mean, for me, as long as the gameplay still holds up with the original or is even better, hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I don't mind where it's set as long as I'm still doing the same cool things, you know.
I signed up for the beta. Hopefully I get into that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want the gameplay to be Mirror's Edge, and better.
Yeah, just Mirror's Edge, but better.
Yeah. And as long as I get that, I think I can.
You can live with it being a prequel.
Yeah. Just to enjoy the experience itself.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Right, we kind of already talked about XCOM, to be fair.
Yeah, I guess we have. We can move that on from that on.
What else we got? Hey, Josh, thank you for coming back.
Well, we got I'm just going to mention the thing that I linked just today. And I just thought it was quite interesting that
we're past our hour mark, by the way, guys.
Okay, I'll just mention
halfway into the podcast.
I'll do this bit and then we'll move on to
Wait,
but
it's a bit more than half.
Halfway into our maximum length.
Yeah, because games are the main bit.
Yes.
But anyway, you know how esports players get contracts and stuff and things like that?
I saw this the other day. I thought it was a bit.
Yeah. So there's a pro FIFA player in the UK.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what his name was. I think it was...
Was he English?
Yeah, he's English.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
I didn't
David-
read that far. I just saw the title of it.
Yeah, he's a pro FIFA player called
Josh's commitment.
David. By the way, so like he goes to like FIFA tournaments.
By the way.
David, by the way.
I don't know why that's. I assume that's a screen name or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe.
He goes to like FIFA tournaments like the same way they do esports tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's done commentary on like other ones as well.
Yeah.
But he got given like a professional contract by a club in Germany called Wolfsburg, which are, they're like a big club in like the top league in Germany.
An actual football club.
Yeah, they're an actual
Yeah.
like a professional football club that play real football
Okay.
in the Bundesliga. They gave him a contract, so he's like actually signed on as a player. But instead of like actually playing football for them, whenever he goes to tournaments and stuff now, he like wears Wolfsburg merchandise. So he wears like their team jerseys or whatever.
So he's like they like sponsored him, but in a really
it's
really
kinda
odd
like
way.
it's kind of like a sponsorship deal, but for some reason he's like signed on as he's a player,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird.
That is
I just
odd.
found that really strange. That fact, like, I know
See-
it's just like it's blurring the lines between esports players and real sports players now.
Mhm.
See, that's the reason why I read the title. I didn't feel like I needed any more out of that article, other than a fairly big, popular, or well-known football club in Germany signed, I guess, a teenage or early 20 kid to play FIFA for them.
Yeah, it just seems so weird.
Yeah. I get it. I mean like I
He
don't
is
feel like a
22.
big team would need the advertisement that a professional FIFA player would bring. Because like I feel like they've already got eyes on them that are bigger than that. But you know, whatever. It's good for him. You know?
I mean, yeah, that's great for him. I just
Yeah, I mean he's got a professional contract with like a sports team, and they've been paying
I wonder
money
what-
to like wear their stuff.
It's also I
wonder what
think
his
good
favourite
for
team is.
FIFA players to set a precedence where you can get clubs to pay you to wear their equipment while you play. That's good for them.
it's kind of a sign of the times.
Yeah, it's like everything's changing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there was a player on the X Games sent a tweet about how she didn't think like esports players should get medals for winning tournaments and stuff. I think.
I mean, you can't stop people from getting
Which
medals.
it just seems it's just like people reacting. I'm sure it was like an unprofessional
That's so
snowboarder or
weird.
something like that. I can't remember what her name was,
Yeah.
but I think she won a medal, and she's like, I think she sent out a tweet like, "Glad I won a medal. I didn't do it for like sitting.
Oh, wow.
I put effort in and stuff like that." And then it was like hashtag couch games, hashtag put your blood, sweat, and tears in or something like that. And it's just like, well, I mean. It just seems bitter when it's like that. It's like,
Well, if it
why are
makes,
you complaining? You're getting medals for doing what you want. Why can't they get?
look,
medals
if
for
I
doing what
want
they want?
to give a dude a medal for waking up in the morning, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like that's my choice.
It just seemed like really sour grapes.
Yeah.
I mean, she put in all the effort to get where she was, and she's not happy that she won. She's looking at somebody else who won something that might have been easier compared to what she did.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if
They
you're
couldn't-
winning
they
a
couldn't do
medal,
what they couldn't do what she was doing, but I'm pretty sure she couldn't do what they were doing either. So.
yeah, exactly.
I would.
Like,
I would. I
If you're
wouldn't.
winning a medal for like, say a League of Legends game, like there's a lot of time and effort, and there's all the knowledge that comes with that as well.
Just for context, it was professional skier Christy Leskinson,
Yeah.
and her tweet was, "As athletes, sometimes we risk it all to win X Games. No gamer in the world deserves an X Games gold medal. Hashtag couch games. Hashtag athletes only."
Okay, wait. Okay, I was gonna say something before, and that's just giving me a bit more context. Are the X Games opening a gaming tournament?
I think the X Games had an esports section this year, and it's the first time they've done it, and it was on ESPN. And stuff.
I hate to say I see where she's coming from, but I do.
Yeah,
the X
it would make
Games.
more sense to have their own
Yeah, because the X
thing.
Games have always been about
Sport.
extreme like. No,
Yes,
I don't want to say sport because I do think esports is a sport, but like extreme like physical pressure.
Yeah.
Like that's what like you wouldn't have chess in the X Games, and I think chess is a sport. You know.
Yeah, well, you have chess tournaments and stuff, and you can have Olympic level chess.
So I can see I can see why she'd have a problem with them giving a medal out that is usually reserved for high like physical pressure to people that aren't doing the same thing. Gaming is it has got physical pressure, like reaction times have to be high, but it's mainly mental pressure.
Yeah. It is
so-
a different kind of sport, but it's a sport nonetheless.
I don't think it was like that tweet was needed at all. Like at the end of the day, X Games is private. They can do whatever they want. Like they're a company. They have no like requirement to be just or fair or anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even as if they're prioritizing one set of games over the other. It's like we are hosting these sports, this sport, and they get like medals in each of these sports. But I don't know. I guess she did apologize in the end. I guess it might have just been like a random lash out, but I don't understand why she felt the need to do it in the first place.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh,
Alright.
Shall we move on to our next topic?
I feel like
Sure.
which is funny because I was a little worried we didn't have a lot of news this week, but we talked about games quite a bit. We got involved.
We didn't have a lot of news for everything else. We had a butt ton of games news. So.
Yeah, we also had some chat interaction in that section, so that's good.
Yeah.
Right, onwards to
Okay,
TV.
Shall we do the two little bits of news, then do the big two after that?
Sure.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm gonna
Start
start
us
with
off.
Robot Wars, because Robot Wars.
More?
We've got to talk about Robot Wars. Yeah, they have announced their new presenters, and they've got a new logo.
Uh-huh.
So, Craig Charles, who hosted all the original series that got the most popular. Actually, no. Well, Jeremy Clarkson hosted the first two series, and then
I did not know that.
yeah, he hosted the first series, I think, and then Craig Charles hosted the other four.
Yes.
But neither of them have been picked as the hosts for this new series. The main host is going to be Dara O'Brien,
Nice.
Oh yes. Very good one.
Nice.
which is pretty solid.
Yeah, I approve.
And I think it's
By the way, for people who might not know who that is, what did you want to say?
he presents Mock the Week, and he's an Irish comedian.
And he's just the greatest.
He is pretty good. To be fair, I was okay with this.
Comedy hero.
Yeah, he's this dude. Oh, I'm showing him on screen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his co-presenter is going to be Amanda Scanlon,
Oh.
who I'd never heard of, but
Is a person.
Who's
Yeah.
a person
Fully
that
functioning human being.
I'm sure is good at her job.
but she's worked at the BBC and she's hosted stuff before, so I guess that'll work.
I feel like since Cam sent some people our way, I should take a moment to say hi to everybody and say hi to Cam and Ann. Thanks for showing up. And we're a podcast that does gaming news and TV news and
Robot Wars news.
and just general news. And we also play games. We tend to play games that have interactivity. So if you showed up in the chat, soon you will be in this game and you will be destroying me like everyone currently is. Oh my god! There is literally an army after me. But okay, carry on.
running around in circles.
I'm out of weapons. Okay, I'm dead now too. Great.
Such a slippery slope.
The only returning person from the Robot Wars lineup is Jonathan Pierce, who was the commentator for every single original episode.
Yes.
He's come back to commentate on the same ones.
Cool. I like his
Um,
voice.
That logo is very Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
TSN the Fever, subscribed or followed. Thank you.
Cheers.
Sweet, you didn't.
No
You
problem.
did- you
Kanal.
did
Your
have a
stream,
really-
your stream was going well. I didn't want you to stop
You
it
did
anyway.
have a really cool car, to be fair, because I was watching some of that stream.
Yeah,
Some of those cars were unreal.
it's all good, man. It's all good.
But yeah, Robot Wars.
Okay, next piece of TV news. I really want to
Next
get. I
TV
really want to get into something like.
For other new hosts, Matt LeBlanc has been announced as the new co-host for the new series of Top Gear with Chris Evans.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, I feel like they could just announce the entire cast of Friends to host. Top
I'd
Gear,
watch that.
and
I'd watch that.
I still wouldn't watch it because it's just not the same.
Yeah. I think they're going to lose quite a bit.
Yeah, I think.
Look, I think like it's gonna be hard. Regardless of who they pick, it's gonna be hard to sell me on it until I see it, and I really doubt it's gonna be any good. But
No,
if
it's
it
really-
is,
Same
if it
thing.
is, like I'm open to watching it. Like I have nothing against it not being the original crew. It's just gonna be hard to live up.
It's
So
it's
That-
not gonna live up to the hype.
That being said, I'm also curious to know where the other three, how their whatever they've got planned goes.
There was
They've got the
Amazon.
Amazon series. They've got the Amazon series. I think.
Yeah, and as far as I'm aware, they have yet to start filming anything.
Yeah,
I think I've seen some various tweets saying that they're setting up and stuff, and that they've got thing. I've seen various like production tweets and stuff going on. Like these, there's been pictures tweeted by Jeremy Clarkson of like various things that look like they're in production.
That's
But I don't think anything's been announced officially at this point.
That's the other thing, isn't it? As well, like making a new Top Gear would be hard enough. But was Amazon reviving the original that everybody loves anyway? Like, that's hell.
Yeah, that's still
BBC
gonna
has
be.
a battle on them.
yeah, because then all the different segments they have would be owned by BBC, and if they use the same titles, then they'd be like, well, you're just copying it.
Yeah,
We got a follower. It was XX that was talking with us before. Thanks for following.
Go.
Oh, Access Mikhail. Yes. Nice.
Oh,
Thanks,
cheers,
Mikhail.
man.
Yeah. So new Top Gear. I will watch it once.
I might
at
watch
least.
the first episode.
At least I'll watch the first episode.
I'll watch the first episode, decide it's not as good, and then not watch it anymore. I imagine.
Watch the first episode. Wait for the first Friends reference.
I'm honestly.
Yeah, but then we're like, I'm out. No,
Stop.
I'm gone.
Stop. Clock on. And just like sit back.
Yeah.
Eh.
I'm done.
Like so that's all he's brought to it.
I also found out that apparently Chris Evans can't drive fast or he gets car sick, and I feel like that just sums up the whole news series.
Yeah. There's
This is
some.
a,
There's
that's
basically
just,
like some images leaked from a track day, and it was like Chris Evans. It was him driving a car around. I forgot which track specifically, but then he stops like in the middle of the road, and he gets out of the car and he just starts vomiting.
that's kind of. I mean, the whole
Like,
thing on
I
TV
think he can
I
learn.
feel like that's going to be like a sum up of the whole show now.
That's just
just
that's
vomit.
Like, you know.
I think he can learn, but like it's kind of weird that he'll have to.
Yeah, it seems weird that you'd know that. Oh, what did the last guys do when they did this show? They did lots of races and they like made sure they drove like aggressively and stuff. So, I get car sick all the time. I can do that, right? It's just I don't get it. No, you can't get killed by Anne. Come on, you can't.
No, I didn't. Don't worry, I made it.
You
You guys are behind, remember?
I know.
I won't let Anne kill me. Ugh.
Okay, so who wants to talk about this Fine Bros stuff? Because I feel I've done a lot of talking.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
you,
okay. Okay.
So the biggest news of the past week was that
I feel like
Fine Brothers.
I feel like
were...
I'm gonna have to play like good cop to Josh's bad cop in this situation, but okay,
I feel like
let's
that's
go.
gonna be a hard thing to do, but okay, sure.
I'm gonna give them benefit of the doubt, left, right, center. Go, Josh.
The Fine Brothers.
I'm gonna be on the Josh side for this one.
This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
It's a Zach attack. Hey Zach.
Hello, Zach.
Hey Zach, what's up?
They're the ones behind all the main
It's like
I
React
guess,
and
React videos, yeah. So teens react and kids react and stuff like that. They decided, in their wonderful, all-knowing wisdom, to trademark the word react for entertainment purposes. And they claimed
Come back. Yeah, carry on, Josh.
they claimed that it wouldn't change anything. It just meant that so that nobody else's videos were going to be taken down unless it obviously infringed on like a kids react video or something like that. And the plan was to create I think
No fights in chat.
No.
Okay. We play nice here, unless I'm murdering you on screen.
If you fight, you're in a timeout.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know
See
the
on
exact
notice there. Sorry.
I don't know the exact wording, but basically they wanted to set it up so that if you wanted to do a React video, you do it through them.
Yeah,
Well,
they would protect their trademark or something.
They were trying to so the trademarks were to sell the product. The product was a franchising of what they called, and they never defined it. They were always vague, their React format. So giving them, like I said, benefit of the doubt, left, right, and center, they wanted. So let's say I'm Spanish, right? And I run a Spanish YouTube channel, and there isn't Spanish React YouTubers React, right? But I want that, right? So I make a Spanish YouTubers React under the Fine Bros umbrella of React World. They give me assets. They give me kind of
So
advertisement.
you become like an affiliate channel sort of
Yes, exactly like a McDonald's that opens down the street, right? They pay McDonald's. They're not actually made by McDonald's. Like that's not how McDonald's franchises work, and that's the same way a Fine Brothers franchise would work. The issue is, unlike McDonald's is very specific, and they're not trying to trademark a burger. They're trying to trademark their burger. The Fine Brothers trademarked. They did successfully, actually, as well, which a lot of people forget. They let go of it. But they did successfully trademark the broadest term possible, which is the English word react. And that's, I think, the issue. That's the issue most sane people had, is that trademarking a term like that does, regardless of if you're a good person or a bad person, give you too much power.
Yep. It's like when the King Company
trademarked
did the whole trademark Saga and then tried
to get Candy,
and then tried to sue at Banner Saga and stuff like that. It reminds me of that sort of thing.
It is sorry, yes, Lou?
So say if I did a similar video, but instead of calling it react, I called it person becomes suddenly aware of something.
They could argue the format. They could argue the format.
It's the format they tried to do, right?
There were two issues that arose from this. One was that it's a common word.
You can type in chat, Zach. We'll try and read what you say.
Yeah, you make your argument eloquently in the chat. We'll read it out.
Yeah.
If you want to trademark a show, then come up with an actual name for it. Don't use a generic word. Like if they call.
That's the thing with the show. That show is generic. It's non-trademarkable. Like, even if they named it, like...
No, but if they wanted to... If under this... If they called it something like Reacticles or something like that, then I'd be fine with that.
No, I wouldn't.
Because the word word react is like... It's a common word. You can't... I don't believe you should be able to trademark a word that everybody uses. It's the same reason why you wouldn't be able to trademark the number 1 or the number 4.
I think that's the bigger issue there, though. Like, was the patent office themselves. Like, they granted the trademark, which means legally in U.S. law, you could totally do it.
I know, but I don't think you should be able to.
Yeah, but I don't think it would have been better if they trademarked, for example, a word like reactables or something, because in the description of the patent it would still say human being reacting to content as their reaction is displayed to the world, which would still just be reactions, which would still be able to take down every single YouTube video that is a reaction. You know?
Yeah, but nonetheless,
and everything, I guess.
Yeah, so it's still end up achieving the same end goal, which would be a terrible end goal.
Well, see, that's where this is. This is where that becomes even worse, because they said that no matter what, they wouldn't be removing other people's videos, which definitely wasn't the case.
Yeah, that was the thing that got me the most, is where they said we definitely won't be putting strikes or trying to remove other people's videos, then loads of people get hit by like copyright strikes and stuff.
Yeah, see...
That was the only thing that annoyed me about it, the fact that they went against what they said.
I think a lot of people were mad, and a lot of people argued... Obviously, okay, so firstly, there's like 3 levels of like... Or 4 levels of people. There were the people that were like, okay, was it? And then there were the people that were like logically angry about it. And then the people that were very angry about it based on some assumptions. And then there were the people that were the internet. And the problem was...
internet people are gonna internet.
And the problem with internet people is they see a hate storm... And they just make it bigger because they can.
They just poke the fire, feed the fire, sort of thing.
Like literally, like when you're like an 8th grader or something, and you walk past a burning fire, and you're like, I'm gonna throw a book into that because I can, because I'm a child and I can. That's the internet. So
I'm gonna stir the pot just because I can.
So they're like, and that happened, and they're still being punished for what they've done by the internet.
Yeah, they've lost hundreds and thousands of subscribers.
They lost almost 1 million subscribers last time I checked.
And the internet is punishing them because they feel like they're judge, jury, and executioner, and I don't necessarily agree with that aspect of it. Then there's
I don't agree. I didn't agree with them trying to trademark that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand them wanting to protect, I guess, their image of being React, but I mean, you can't trademark a common word. There's too much power behind that, because they can say, "Oh, we're not going to do that," and then backflip later on.
I don't
because they
get how
have so much control over it.
pan out for like King Company with their Trademark Saga and stuff, but it did pan out for them.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm gonna get to what we're talking about in chat right now. The other section is there's
I'm waiting for Zach's wall of text.
yeah. So
I'm excited for this.
there's people. So there's the people that like there's the. I'm trying to find out the best way to word this. You could believe that the intent was good. Like if I give them benefit of the doubt and I believe that they are good people, and that the only reason they're trademarking React is to protect their brand and only their brand, sure. But like I still think uniformly that you shouldn't be allowed to trademark something that can be misused, because tomorrow I could wake up a bad person. Like your quality isn't defined permanently, and that's not something that will stick with you forever, you know? And then there's the other group of people who were mad because they believe that the Fine Brothers have already shown that they aren't good people. Like they have sent their hello Luke's they have sent groups of fans to take down shows like Ellen DeGeneres' children's React show, which was not like their format at all. It was just children reacting to something. It wasn't their format, and they have sent fans to hunt them down. And I think that that for a lot of people has proven they can't be entrusted with that type of power. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know very much about them in general. I just didn't like that they were trying to trademark a generic word that everybody uses.
No, I'm just talking about I'm just talking about the general thing. At the end of the day, they
I never believed they were bad people. I didn't like that.
They lost at the end of the day. They lost. They tried to do it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they did. They backflipped and said, "Well, look, there's way too much backlash." Which, I mean, they had to at that point.
They had to,
but
because
the problem there was the damage had been done.
There
was nothing they could do at that point.
They're in damage control mode right now, and and they're going to be in damage control mode for a couple months, but they'll bounce back. The internet has a short memory.
I mean, they say we've lost like 1 million subscribers. They've still got like 30 odd million, so I think
yeah.
they'll be okay.
In their defense, I think two things worked against them with trademarking React besides everything that was mentioned. I think it also has to do with Fullscreen, who is their. What would you call Fullscreen?
It's the owner at the end of the day.
Yeah, their owner, like IPO sort of thing.
Yeah,
so, and I believe they're all the copyright infringements for videos that were taken down was done through Fullscreen, and the fact that YouTube doesn't have a very good system in place for copyright and trademark, they just everything just seems to be flagged.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely. As soon as they make a viral video, they will get their subs back. But I don't think so, Josh. I don't, because their videos don't have music in them, and they don't have clips in them that are that can be identical. And the way the YouTube Content ID system works is a robot is looking for those things, and a robot can't uniquely identify a React video unless it's the exact same video re-uploaded. Which means that the only way alternative videos would have been flagged is if they manually flagged them, which means they had people doing it. So yeah, I don't think it was I don't think you can blame Fullscreen. I think it's definitely on them.
On Fullscreen, or
no, on the Fine Bros themselves as a company, not as the two individual people, but it is their problem. They
had people deliberately flagging shows and stuff.
They do run that company. They do flag shows. If they really cared about it, they would manually flag them themselves. Even if that was an argument that they didn't do it themselves, they should be doing that. You shouldn't be allowed to just take down people's content and then argue innocence or ignorance. That's not okay.
Because you did that. Yeah. You 100% did that. So. Yeah, Spoda says subs aren't as big as deal competitive views, and they still got lots of views because of the dramas, so they're still...
100%. 100%. They made money. They made money. But goddamn it, Spoda, did you see how pissed they looked in their apology video?
Wait, they have a video for that?
Have you not seen it?
They had a video.
No, I only saw the announcement they made.
Kind of apologizing and I swear to God, one of them is eye rolling the entire time, which isn't helping the situation. People,
it just makes them dicks.
People are watching it and they're like, "Oh my God, these guys aren't even sorry at all." It's I don't care what they're saying.
They're sorry that they got called out on it.
Yeah, exactly. See, the thing is that it had been accepted. The trademark had gone through, but they give you, I think, 30 days, or they give the public 30 days to dispute it.
Yeah.
If they had waited 1 month extra, no matter how much backlash they got, they had already trademarked the word.
I think they would have let go though anyway. I think they would have let go, and right now, it wasn't because of the public backlash that the trademark got removed. They did let it go. I mean, it would have got removed either way, but they actually let it go early because they wanted to put an end to it. They were done with the entirety of the backlash and everything.
Yeah, they were sick of the drama. They just wanted to make it
they'd rather just have their channel. I think they flew too close to the sun there, and that's basically it. That's the entirety. I feel like we covered everything.
We've summed that up, so we'll move on to, is it movies now?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's do some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with the Fine Brothers.
Oh, okay.
That's my reaction.
2 movies here.
You reacted, we're getting copyright struck now.
Okay, this isn't gonna go away, is it?
Nah.
I'm gonna show the trailer for the first movie that Luke sent. It's called, what's it called, Luke?
Kubo
and the Two Strings.
Okay,
I watched the trailer for this morning. I really like it. So.
It
reminded
looks
me of like
beautiful.
Coraline sort of thing.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. The only thing I think get is why the Kubo is using a paint stripper for an guitar pick.
He's a I don't fucking know.
that's all I can think. The entire thing. Like, what is that?
I really like the art choice.
Yeah.
Because it fits in with it's set in it's basically set in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole movie looks like it was made with paper.
Yeah.
I still think it's like Coraline-esque sort of.
There's a lot of origami going on, but
Yeah.
and the main characters are like kind of like Caroline, like you said. Like,
It's like sort of claymation.
It's
origami
got a
sort
lot
of
of mix in it actually. Like looking at it right now, like there's the origami, then there's the fabric work, and then there's the claymation.
I like the fact that as soon as she used the cord to shred a wave in half, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I was sold as soon as like those two like evil women or whatever showed up. I was like, oh, this movie looks like it's gonna go some interesting places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems so fresh. Like,
Yeah, right.
I don't, something about it just
it's
seems
an original thing. Like
Yeah.
it seems you don't see that enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you get enough of the story to like see what's sort of going on, but you don't get like much information. So there's enough
Yeah.
to go on.
I'm
It's
excited.
It's perfectly balanced. Yeah.
This is also I like some of the people who will be apparently doing voices in the movie, like Matthew McConaughey and Ralph Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, yeah.
Fiennes.
Mhm.
Also George Takei.
Yes, George Takei. I love it. But so I watched this, and then the very next one, the other movie we'll be talking about, is Trolls. And after going from Kubo and the Two Strings to the Trolls movie, I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch the Trolls movie.
Are we gonna do the Trolls? The Trolls. It looks like absolute garbage. Is what that looks
I
like.
might as well
Yeah.
just keep the game down for now and just.
Yeah, let's
Since
do
we're,
that.
since we're gonna
I'm sorry, come on.
we're gonna be going through trailers really quick.
Yeah, it's because of the trailers.
It just looks. There's not much there so far.
Honestly,
it
I
just
watched
looks like
that
a generic
trailer.
kids movie.
Yeah, I saw that trailer. I have no idea what's gonna happen in that movie because it doesn't make any sense.
It's
Trolls.
the Smiths.
Yeah, but there's no. It doesn't actually give you. It doesn't give you any kind of like plot or character development. It's just like, look at these trolls. They are cute. That is it. We are done. Bye.
It's the
Go see this
Smiths.
film.
It's the exact same thing that they did with the Smiths. Not too long ago. It's cute, adorable creatures.
Yeah, but people knew what the Smurfs were, and they knew what would kind of happen.
I know, but it's like it's the kind of thing. It's like these are marketable creatures. And
To be
also,
fair, the
like,
Smurfs trailer did have a story in it. I've
Yeah,
never
that's what I'm trying
seen
to
this
say.
trailer until right now, and it's really just nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally does not have any kind of like depth or plot at all. It's just some dance. People
So,
saw
like, the next-
it's like, what's happened is people have seen the Minions, some Despicable Minions. Like, let's make things like that. That'll do good, and that's it.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole trailer is the little trolls dancing.
Yep. No,
Yeah, pretty much.
So you can see why, like, I watched these in order as they were linked.
Yeah, so did I. I watched.
And I saw this and I was like,
One is like epic and like
Yeah.
just amazing.
Who linked
And I'm
this
actually
at the
interested
top? Is
in-
it you, Luke?
Yeah. I wanted to make it
Why?
It's news.
It is. It's news.
I guess it's news.
I mean,
but it's
some people will probably
Oh,
enjoy it. I
God.
could be wrong. It could be a decent movie, but
I mean, I don't.
I don't.
It's not. Regardless of the trailer, I don't think it would have ever been down my alley anyway. But yeah.
Yeah.
Onwards.
let's immediately move away from Trolls. So we talk about all this stupid Groundhog Day stuff. I thought
Oh yeah.
what was it? Tuesday
So-
was Groundhog Day, right?
I think so. I think Tuesday last week was the official day for Groundhog Day, which
Yeah,
is
so-
where they pull a groundhog
Yeah,
and
'cause
they
it's
get
the
them to
weather or
predict
whatever.
the
Yeah.
weather. Yeah. So very much what happens in the movie Groundhog Day, and apparently Sky Movie, which is an English channel.
Yeah, it's an
TV
English channel. I think it's the Sky Movies TV channel played Groundhog Day non-stop from like what was it, 20 to
All
7
day.
in the morning until like 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
I
They
think
played the movie Groundhog Day all day.
I think the best part about that news bit was the article that you linked also had that article on a loop, so you just kept reading it forever. I thought that was very fitting.
Yeah, I really liked that article. I didn't see many articles. I was curious to know if other articles went down the same route.
I feel
And
like they should have.
basically-
It's really clever.
Yeah, basically, you're reading that article, and it gets to a point where you start reading the same stuff, and you go, "Hang on a second, I've read."
Yeah,
this
I got like halfway down. I was like, wait. But then
And
it
you
just
scroll down the page, and it's just
Yeah,
the
it just
article
keeps
again and again and again. I thought it was well played.
yeah, that was really good. It was really smart. I liked it.
That was by the Independent.
That was the Independent, yeah.
Yeah, well done.
GG.
Well, also, I was linked a I was linked a Tumblr post,
Oh,
and
God,
someone had added up how long Bill Murray's character spent, like the total accumulated days he spent like replaying the day over and over and over again.
until he got it
So
right.
I think Harold Ramis said in 2009 that
He said it was like 2
the-
years.
the
or 2 or 3
estimate-
years, right?
I think the estimate was 10 years, but he said that was way too short.
I'll check. on that.
And he said it would have had to have been more 30 to 40 years, and someone actually worked it out, like, because apparently I think it takes like at least 10 years to master the piano and 10 years to master this, and they worked it out as
Yeah, Harold Ramis originally said 10 years, and then they've worked it out at 33 years and 350 days.
that's the one.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
can't just have. It's just like who does this? Who checks these things?
People
I
do
have
it
no
for fun,
idea.
man.
but I
People
mean,
love Groundhog Day.
It's like
yeah,
it's
people
like
do love Groundhog Day.
it's like game theory stuff, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
If you like something enough,
It's
you
just
can-
kind of like you end up like you dig yourself into this rabbit hole, and you're just like, I'm gonna keep looking. I want to find more stuff.
We've had a lot of bits of news about people who are stuck in the rabbit hole today.
Yeah.
Got the Pokemon guy, we've
passion
got the Binding of
projects.
Isaac people,
Yeah.
Douglas Adams fans, and now there's Groundhog Day people.
It's kind of the amazing thing about the internet. You can find these people.
yeah, I
who just,
know.
like,
Right?
Yeah, there's
love
always someone.
stuff so much. They're just so much love.
Okay.
I mean, after finding that information out, you can understand why.
I don't think your post went through, Zach.
Yeah, you never actually posted a massive wall of text.
I think you might have written so much that it got wiped out of the chat.
Nice.
Oh no!
I feel bad for Zach.
If you see it, split it back up into messages and send it again, because I really do want to read it. Yeah.
So, are we moving on now?
Yes. We are like
Can we skip tech for a second? Go talk about Erased and then go back and finish on tech news.
I mean, wait. I want to look at the tech news. Is there?
Okay, let's go.
Wait, no, wait. I'm
Oh,
just
that's not
sorry.
And he really wants to talk about a race.
I want to talk about race too. I just want to see if there's anything in tech that we even need to come back to, because we're at 140. So,
Well, there's the first one. If you want to talk about that, I don't know.
I thought the last one would be the most important one.
yeah, okay. I wanna
Let's
talk
talk about
about
that. Okay,
this, and I don't really care about that.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Come on, tell us about this tech thing.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that's what this was.
Last week,
Okay, go on.
Last week, Google kind of told us about their new DeepMind supercomputer, and that they got it. Like they got the AI. Oh, there's Zach's post. We will read them when we finish this chunk of news. I promise.
I'll read it out once you finish this. Once you talked about this.
Okay. So they kind of basically there is a game called Go. It's a very big Chinese game. Kind of think of chess, but like on drugs, on steroids.
There are a lot more squares, and it's just
it's
round
super,
little
super chess.
It's much more complicated. So a long time ago, Deep Blue, IBM supercomputer beat the world chess champion. Since then, AI researchers have kind of been working on mastering what is seen as kind of the final wall in AI, which is in AI gaming, which is Go, one of the most complicated games that is kind of known in the AI space. And last week, Google announced that they had finished development on an AI called DeepMind that they felt like could beat the world champion in Go, and that had beat the European champion already and a couple of other champions. So they were in talks with the world champion about setting up a kind of a game, right? And there's a game set and there's a date. It's actually going to be 5 rounds. It's going to be set on March 9th, and it will be live streamed on YouTube. And we're going to be watching this. At least I'm going to be watching this.
I'll watch it if I can.
On YouTube? What day is it?
It's going to be streamed every day. Like, it's on for 5 days. There's 5 games every day from March 9th to March 14th.
I'm going to watch that. I'm going to at least try it. I might... Mikhail has just pointed out that Go is available on Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, we have Tabletop Simulator. We will get. I want to give it a go. I doubt I'll even be able to play it properly.
I want to try and play. I want to try and play Go. Like me and you, Kamal, we'll play Go and we'll just have no idea what's going on.
I love the talk though. Like it's $1 million. Wait, guys. The prize pool for this game, if the guy wins, he wins $1 million, which is not a laughable sum of money. Also, he says he is confident. I am so ready. I am so ready to see this happen.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read before we forget. I'm gonna read Zach's.
Okay, let's do that, and then we're gonna
read Zach's reaction to react.
Some anime news, and then we will wrap up for the day.
Okay, so Zach says 1, their formats are way too vague. Number 2, trademarking requires you to defend your trademark no matter what or who is using it. There is a Vlogbrothers video of John Green talking about trademarks and why they aren't trademarking DFTBA. That video was released as of 2013. 3, if they were supportive of small creators, they would just help, period.
Yeah.
4, they make money off of other people's content and don't give any reparations to those creators. 5, their apology was not sincere at all. They think they were in the right, which they are not. No one should have that kind of power. And 6, if you take the time to do just a little bit of research, you can simply scratch the gilded surface of the fine brewers, see all the filthy, shitty trash.
I love it.
What a great finishing, Zach.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to trademarking that you could go into, and unless you're a lawyer, you're not going to fully understand or grasp exactly all the technicalities and stuff. But
I do agree with you, though. That pretty
I agree with that. You summed that up much better than we did. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna finish up with Erased, right?
Yeah. Let's. The new anime season has started, guys. If you're into anime, if you're not, I'm sorry. This is gonna be really annoying to you.
I'm sorry. You can leave now.
Yeah, you could go early. Thanks for watching. But yeah, and there's a couple of alright shows, nothing really good except for this one show called Erased that I'm like super into, and I got Andy to watch, and I got Josh to watch, and I asked Luke to watch, but Luke didn't watch it.
I haven't watched.
Do you want to leave too, Luke? Go ahead.
I'd say I haven't watched anime in over 7 years. The only other anime I've watched recently was One Punch Man, and I really enjoyed Erased.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't asked Josh about it. Like, he told me he'd seen it. I was like, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna wait. I will say that even if you don't watch anime, recently there has been a surge of anime that kind of get rid of the tropes that really annoy people, like fan service, like power levels, like crap like that, and just been going into stories that can only really be told in like animated formats. And Erased is one of those that you can really watch regardless of if you're into animated stuff or not.
Yeah, it's not really like, it's not super like anime-esque, like you said.
Yeah, it's just a good show.
It tackles some pretty big things as well. So
I do suggest not watching it when you've only had 4 hours sleep. But
yeah. But yeah, I've only seen a couple of seasons of anime because I'm not that big into anime or anything.
Yeah.
So, but Kamal and Ben told me to watch Erased, and I did. I really enjoy it. It's really good. It's
so to give like
without giving anything away, it's crime.
It's a psychological crime mystery.
Yeah,
is how I describe it. It's really interesting. Like the first episode was like the beginning of the episode, I was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then by the end of the episode, I was already sold. Like just because of the way it ended, and then like by episode 5, I think Andy and Josh have both
I watched episode 5 literally like an hour ago.
By episode,
I watched episode 5 yesterday.
Yeah, episode 5
this afternoon
showed me that the show is going to be fairly complicated. Like you're going to be going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards.
There's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
So far, there are only the 5 episodes. I think.
It's almost like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, since it's in the brand new season, only 5 episodes are out so far. 1 episode every week, like usual kind of anime stuff.
God. I hate this.
But yeah, it also has like.
This is why you don't watch anime until a show until the entire thing's out.
Yeah, it's got a time travel aspect to it. Was out. I don't think we can really say anymore.
It's got a time travel aspect. I don't want to. It tackles a lot of interesting themes so far.
Mm-hmm. It's not your happy-go-lucky show. No. So
if you like your animes dark and depressing, you watch it.
Where can I watch it?
Should I drop the link? I've got the link. So
wait, I want to double check that you can't watch it on something legitimate.
Can you not get on Crunchyroll or something?
That's what I'm checking right now.
Okay.
Because if you can, I would prefer people just watch it on Crunchyroll. Since
same here. I don't really want to.
You can watch it on Crunchyroll. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can also apparently watch it on Funimation.com if you're in America. If you're not, you won't be allowed in because.
Well, these will be in the link dump.
They hate us. Yeah, I'll drop a Funimation link, Crunchyroll link right now as well. It's very good. You should definitely give it a view.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah.
That's the important thing I recommend.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Andy recommends it. Andy is a smart person.
I am a smart person.
Yeah. What about Josh?
Josh is okay.
Josh is an upside down person.
Yes. Take it. I'll take anything.
I mean, it doesn't matter, my fella.
It's all
if people are American, they can use that one as well. So
yeah, whichever one suits you better. Thanks for dropping one.
Look at Zach bragging with his Crunchyroll premium account.
I honestly, I should probably make one. I watch enough anime that I should probably legitimately give back.
So I don't.
Oh, yeah, you guys don't.
Zach, please.
We should Crunchyroll. You should sponsor us. We've got a whole 10 viewers or something.
Yeah, 15 right now.
Oh wow, jeez. Yeah. I can't see it because I'm in theater mode, so I just assume we have 10 people watching.
Yeah, someone gives a shout at Crunchyroll, tell them to sponsor us.
All right, guys. I'm not gonna start up again because I think that's it. I think that's the show for the week.
Yeah. Thank you very much to everyone.
Josh,
thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for people who subbed today.
Yes. If you did miss the podcast and you want to kind of rewatch some of the nonsense that has taken place here
or any
this day,
previous podcasts.
Yes, or any previous podcasts that we've done. We do have a YouTube channel that we have all our podcasts. It's our archive, which is in the link below. You can follow us here on Twitter. If there's any news you want us to go over, you can tweet at us. And any other information you're really interested in is just below, like the games we play, for example.
We're here every Saturday at 9 p.m. GMT.
Unless we're not.
Unless we tweet otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is that all?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for the compliment,
guys.
Love you.
See you next week. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop.